All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be good to go. So if you guys all have that. So if we run it now, if you go ahead and run your app, what you should see. I'm going to type Vikings this time because I want more results.
Do you want yours fixed too?
We discussed that while you were gone. We're like, let's just not tell them and like make them think we fixed it.
Select the
You see Kristen look back, she's like, she started feeling bad for his hand.
Well, he was so nice too and gracious, and he helped you guys out. And then we're like,
My empathy level is like way up here.
Well, it has helped us all in the past. So that's why I couldn't turn on. If I turn on, like, I'm gonna bust. I cannot turn on.
See-
I turn around and I see you and you're just like,
I wish he hadn't asked if we fixed it.
Yeah, I know. It's like the very first thing you fix it. It's like, oh, maybe just killed it. It's like short second. Do I lie?
But
Do I
type
tell the
something
truth?
in. Type something in and see what comes up.
Yeah, you should have some boxes show up.
Just boxes.
Just boxes.
I was hoping to say it's broken. It's only giving me blue boxes.
Sorry, it's too late. We've already shown him empathy at this point. So.
Mercy has been given.
All right, so hopefully we all get blue boxes, and then
You didn't get blue boxes? Well, it shouldn't matter. Just solve it. It disappears from here. We only set that one middle thing to clicker controller, right?
yeah, you set the view controller's identity to be a Flickr
Don't forget to
controller.
switch the thing to search on the text thing.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that wouldn't matter.
Well, it does to some extent, but I think he was here when we did that.
Yeah, you did that.
That was the only thing that we changed.
Yep, that and the placeholder text, which doesn't really matter, but yeah.
Did we drop over the variables or no?
Shouldn't really need to.
Type in Packers, you should get something.
Maybe.
The Vikings. How many other teams have gone 5-0 and didn't make the playoffs in NFL history?
Probably quite a few, actually.
One. The answer to that question is
What?
It was Atlanta. It only has happened twice ever.
See, Atlanta did it, and they made it to the Super Bowl this year. Next year, the Vikings are going to the Super Bowl.
3 years ago, Atlanta did it.
Well, whatever. Maybe in 3 years we'll go. Maybe we won't go ever.
Better chance of Adrian Peterson, to be honest.
Without him? Yeah, I agree totally. I'll be upset if they actually sign him.
I just can't see the value. Unless he restructures his contract like nothing.
Right. He won't do that. Some team will pick him up. Maybe the Lions.
It's like Eddie Lacy. Somebody's going to pick up. I think he'll come back. To the Packers.
On the bottom, it says he's getting 20 matching items, but no boxes.
Did you set the background color of the cell in the cell for item and index path? It should say cell.background color equals something other than white.
Yep, he's got that.
Yeah, okay. So, do you have, go to the top of your controller, use identifier, okay, that's good, you have register, yep, you have that.
This computer still isn't connecting. I just want to
Scroll
see.
down.
it totally sucks because I forget all the way from now until Monday. So I wanted to ask Casey,
So that should be,
He's like the network
search
guy.
is
or Brent, or anybody, if anybody has an idea.
bracket,
I don't remember. That's
square,
frustrating.
search result.
It sucks because that angle was terrible. Not that I don't want you on my side, but it's not a very good spot to sit.
Sucky. Well, and if they were raised up a little bit higher,
Or I'm sorry, section.
we talked in.
Yeah, section.
I want you to have like right at the top of the ceiling.
In bracket,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
dot,
obviously nobody had a say in it, the people who just put it up.
I was gonna say, cause like, if you're sitting right behind some searchers, all you usually see is their head,
Yeah.
cause your angle sucks.
Now you should get the blue boxes.
Yeah, this one still won't connect.
I don't even know why they needed two TVs anyways. Why didn't they just have the one TV and keep the screen?
I don't know, what was wrong with the screen?
Nothing.
Yeah, what was wrong with the big screen anyways?
The main
Instead of the
screen.
TVs? What was wrong with
I
the big
mean, they
screen?
needed the TV.
They have to have the TVs for telepresence. Apparently, the big screen wasn't compatible or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I understand why
There
there's
are blue
two
boxes.
views, because one has the other school.
Yeah.
But it's just so much smaller than,
Okay, so I think we're all good to go now. So, depending upon, right now, the size of your blue boxes is gonna be predicated on the storyboard and how big you have that cell in the storyboard. So, that was gonna vary from device to device. So what we wanna do is we want to tell the view controller how big to make those cells rather than have it just based on whatever size arbitrarily we have set in storyboard. So we can do it programmatically, but in order to do that, you have to implement another protocol, the UI collection view delegate flow layout. It's really weird. So it's UI collection view there it is, UI collection view delegate flow layout. Why they put the delegate in the middle this time instead of at the end like they do with everything else, I don't know, but they did. So this allows the collection view controller to delegate how the cells are laid out, basically, is what it does. So it's going to use these edge insets that we created, these section insets. So this basically is like the padding between the cells. We're going to use that, and then we're going to use the items per row, and then we're going to calculate, based off of those two things, we're going to calculate the size of the cells. So we need to, as with any other delegate, we need to implement a delegate method. I'm going to go down here at the bottom of my file. After the search result, the text field should return method. And this guy is a size for item at index path. All right, so start typing collection view and can't focus. Full display. There's enough of these.
What's it called? Collection view?
I think it might be this one. Come on, what is the method name? Let's try that. Did I get the right one? Collection view, size, yeah, this is it. So it's collection view layout, so it has to say layout in the title. Collection view layout, size for item and index path.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Collection view layout.
You never have to worry about Apple naming something with too short of a name.
the problem is I can't see.
Yeah, I know. That's the same problem I had. But if you look for layout in the title, you should be able to see layout.
Yeah, but there's 4 of them.
Pick the first one and see what happens.
It's got a G size.
Okay, what is it supposed to be?
Should be
Size.
size for item at and returns
No,
a
that
core.
wasn't right.
All right.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So what we want to do is we need to figure out how much spacing, how much padding there is in here going across width-wise. So if we go up here, basically the width, how much on the padding on the side is going to be predicated by these guys, the left and right. And they're the same value, so we can just use the left, which is 20.
I'm not getting the right one. None of mine have, yeah, but none of them.
None of them are.
One by itself.
Oh,
Yeah, that's one just by itself.
Oh, no,
that's right.
it's right there, it's right there though, you've got 3 of them in a row there.
Which one is it?
The other thing what might work is if you just start typing size 4.
Go right, that one. Use that one.
I'm gonna see if
That's
that
fine.
works.
I think I tried that before I typed collection.
He's got it.
That's probably the one though, layout.
Yeah, if you start typing the middle part of it, the size for item add, I think it does like a contained search. So if you start typing size 4, I think it'll probably be an easier way of getting it. All right, so we're gonna set this guy. We're gonna create a variable called padding space. And this will be equal to that section insets dot left. So that's 1. So you figure we want to have 3 items going across, and then we want to have equal spacing in between them. So there's going to be a total of 4 spaces that we need to account for in padding. So the section insets dot left times items per row, which is 3. Plus 1. So that'll give us a total of 4. So 4 little spaces in between them. And then we'll say we need the total amount of space. So we'll call it available width. That'll be view.frame.width minus our padding. So now our width per item is just going to be that available width divided by items per row. Let width per item is going to be equal to available space, available width divided by items per row. And then we need to return, what is it not like about this? Are you guys getting an error also?
It's,
All right.
binary operator cannot be applied to types of CG float and int.
All right, so
I did not do that.
yeah, differences in the compiler. All right, so what do we have? Items per row is set as
Oh, I think I have CG float cloth theater now. What did you just set the file private to?
I set it equal to a CG float type, so that items per row is set as a CG float.
Okay, and then you set that up above as a CG.
Yeah, I set that too. I don't know if I need to now, but let's see. It might be all right without it. Or it might take 5 minutes and then tell me it's not all right. Yeah, that seemed to, just setting the variable at the top, the items per row to a CG float type fixed it.
Can you go back up there, Jen? Start the spot.
All right, so now the last thing we have to do, this returns a CG size. I'm surprised this is not balking about this. So we're going to do a return CG size, and we want the constructor that has floats, width and height. So the width and height will be the same, width per item, and height will be width per item. I'm going to make squares. All right, so that basically sets up the size of our item, our layout. Another thing we need to do, it's going to ask for insets. So even though we're telling it the size of the item, we're going to also have to tell it which insets to use. So I think if you start typing inset for, this looks like it might be it, inset for section at. And this guy will be just, all we're going to do is return our values up above, our section inset variable. That's what it's looking for. So you can, as you can see, these collection views have got a lot of coding to them to get them set up the way you want. But they also have a lot of power. You can set these things up to have, you know, different sizes and all kinds of stuff. You can also set it up, I don't know if we'll get to it or not, but you can also set them up so that if you tap on it, the image will explode and get big. All right, so then the last thing we need is the minimum line spacing. Minimum line spacing for section at, that's the guy. And the minimum amount of spacing that we want to have in there is our section insets.left, or 20 pixels. All right, and now with all that crap done, I think we can actually run it, and we should get, even though no matter what we set the size at in the storyboard, it should size it. We should get 3 equal size squares going across. And I want to have good luck this time, so I'm going to type Falcons. I got to remove my breakpoint.
Hey, they look pretty.
There, okay, that's exactly what we want. So the top is 50, so you can see you got a spacing of 50 up there, and then the spacing between each one of the squares is 20. And there should also be 50 pixels or points actually at the bottom as well.
You say you think at 10 instead of we've all numbers of 20 in, so.
Yeah, mine I set to 10, so I don't know if Isaiah was aware of that, but the reason why you see, like I see found 10 matching Falcons, you'll see 20 matching whatever your search criteria is. The reason why is in Flickr .swift. In here, there is a URL string, and the query string parameter, query string has a parameter, the per page, which is set to, right now mine's set to 10, yours is probably set to 20. I'm going to change mine back to 20. So that dictates how many search results they'll return. All right, now I got that. Now it would actually be nice if we saw some images in there. So the next thing we got to do is actually load up our images. And the way we're going to do that, oddly enough, the out-of-the-box collection view cell does not have the capability for loading an image. So we're going to create our own custom, like we did with table view cells. We're going to do the similar kind of concept with collection view cells. We're going to create a custom one. So if you go up to your Flickr search folder and right click on that and go new item or new file, and this will be CocoaTouch, and I always name the subclass first just because then it doesn't mess with my class name. So this is a UI collection view cell derivative. Yep. and we'll call it Flickr cell. And make sure you check the also create zib file. And next,
UI collection view cell.
Yep.
Derivative.
What are you gonna do?
all right, so that's subclass of.
Oh, yeah.
So like in other languages, just about every other one, you derive a class from, it's called the derivative of the base class. Of course, Apple uses the word subclass, so that's what that is. UI collection view cell, Flickr cell, create zib, and create.
Well, we want to create a zip.
Yes, you do. If you didn't, just delete the file and
Why
start
did that
over.
far? I was still.
All right,
You didn't hit the enter button.
all right.
Yeah, I did not hit the create button yet.
But,
What?
I'm ready.
Oh, you guys are ready? All right, okay. I never know, sometimes I get going too fast and everyone's like, yeah, hold on, so.
He's chomping at the bit over there.
She wants to gain some more points for the youngsters.
They're down 2-1.
Right now, the old men are taking the lead. All right, so here's our zip file. Go into the Flickr photo cell zip file. And I'm going to size this up a little bit. This, again, will not matter because we're telling it how big to make these, but if you make it bigger, then it's a little easier to manipulate. All right, so then over here in our library, what we want to do is get an image view and drag it over and drop it onto our photo cell. Size it down so it fits inside there. Kind of make it square.
You said image view?
An image view, yep.
Perfect.
All right, so then now here comes the constraints. All right, so you thought you'd get away from them. We're not going to get away from them completely. You want to do the good old control drag down and then select center horizontally in container. And then the same thing with the sideways. And center vertically in container. So then your image is centered. Kind of make it square. And then now the next thing we want to do is create an IB outlet for this image view in our zib. So go to the assistant editor, and that should bring up the wrong file. So I'm going to go to manual mode, and
Which one do we want?
we want the
Flickr
Flickr cell
Swift.
Swift. Yeah. And then control drag over into your cell class. That's an outlet, and it is type view image view. I'm just going to call image view for simplicity's sake. There it is, image view.
And it's a UI image view?
Yeah, well, that's really weird that it's like doing that now. All of a sudden I got some weirdness. All right. Don't die on me. There we go. Flickr cell.swift. Okay, so it did create it. Yay. All right, so you notice that in the Flickr view cell, the collection view cell, it's got this awake from nib. So that is a function that when you create a zib file, or when you create a class with a zib file, it automatically creates this method. The awake from nib means that it was generated from a zib file. So instead of having a init that would be like a normal init, it does this guy, the awake from zib. So basically, when you build it, it automatically creates that cell, and then it just goes through and generates the cell basically is created at the time the app starts, and then it's just a question of loading them up. All right. So the next thing we're going to need to do is go back into our view controller guy and go into the view did load. I got to register the nib. Where's my controller? There he is. All right. So in the view did load, we'll want to get rid of this collection view register code that's in there, the collection view cell.self, get rid of that. And we're gonna do something like this, let nib, oops, not nib equals UI nib, paren, we want the nib name. Nib name is going to be Flickr cell. Oops. Bundle can be nil. And then the next thing you do is just say self.collectionView.register nib. And the nib is going to be nib. And the reuse identifier is reuse, what we call, we already created that variable, reuse identifier. That will register our nib. Then, so as not to have the same mistake that we had before with the view controller, we need to go back to the main storyboard. And in your view controller, your collection view controller, select the view cell, go to the identity inspector, and change that to Flickr cell. Does everyone have that?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, mine's cannot convert. I must have maybe just typed something wrong. Do you want to pull up
Yeah.
the last screen? Oh, I just forgot the quotation. All right.
Okay. So going into the view controller now, into the cell for item at index path. You can leave the background color as blue because the image should pretty much occupy the available real estate inside the cell. One thing we need to do is where we're dequeuing the reusable cell, we need to typecast this guy
I have
as,
one question.
yeah.
Where we changed the class,
Uh-huh.
is it?
Yep.
Is it Flickr cell?
It's Flickr cell, yeah. And that's for the collection view cell.
You have a little blue in the edge, so it gives us a drop down option.
Yeah, I thought that's what I did. Are you sure? Is it Flickr controller? That's what I had.
Make sure you have the cell itself selected and not the controller.
Oh, well, that's probably what I had. Is that one supposed to be that though? Is this,
So click on the Flickr
is this
cell.
supposed to be this though?
The controller, yeah.
Okay, just making sure. I do.
And then that needs to be the Flickr cell. So yeah, you're fine.
Okay, just making sure.
We're almost to the point where we're gonna get pictures.
So now you're on controller?
I am in the cell for item at index path in the controller, yeah.
Controller.
So now we need to typecast the DQ reusable cell as a Flickr cell. That guy is probably going to want an exclamation point after the as.
Yep.
Now we need to get a hold of our image, our photo, so we can say let Flickr photo equals photo for index path. That's our handy dandy utility that we wrote. Photo for index path, that's our extension method. And we just pass in index path that was passed to us. And then we say cell.image.view.image is equal to Flickr photo dot thumbnail. All right, so if we look at the Flickr photo class, So there's a thumbnail image, there is a large image. So there's two different image types. The thumbnail is what we're going to populate these cells with, and then later on, if you get to it and you tap on the cell, it will give you will enlarge the image and use the large photo. So if we run this guy, I don't get anything that reminds me of
What in the
a
heck?
bunch of drunk guys.
What did you type in?
Vikings.
I got one too.
I got some weird stuff, man.
Remember that this is not like Google image search. This is people's private photos.
I didn't
First one
get-
is Lego Indiana Jones, and there's this really creepy little doll.
I'm afraid to see what I'm going to get if I type Packers.
And this creepy little doll.
I type Packers and I get like
Marvel.
oh, okay, so there's something that makes sense at least. I'm going to try something like football, see what that brings back.
I got the creepy doll too.
Did you really?
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, that's questionable. All right, so we're going to get away from that.
You got inappropriate ones?
Yeah, when I typed Packers, I got that. That was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. Do you want to see?
If you type in Packers,
Oh boy. Fun
you
with
do the reset on the search then.
Flickr. Well, we don't actually have that yet, so we gotta.
So what did you type in to get creepy things? I typed in art, and I got a creepy little doll.
Type in star and see what you get.
That was Adam asking that question.
Oh. Alright, star. That's not really appropriate.
No, not completely. Just, not what I thought was gonna pop up on my computer screen.
Not when you type star, no.
Alright. Sean.
Now you're gonna get creepy stuff.
How about
I have this really creepy baby. You're right. And horses.
Type in teacher, you get a brick building.
Nice.
Go figure.
Some creepy dolls.
Somebody's been posting a lot of them.
Let's just put in dolls. Creepy.
People post the weirdest stuff. Look at that weird bird. I typed my name and I got this weird multicolored bird. Food, that's appropriate.
Food, that's what I just did.
Yeah. All right. So
Being Chucky.
fun with Flickr.
Image not found.
Okay, so I think we have enough time. We can go ahead and one thing we have not done yet is we haven't created our dividers between our searches so that we can see what we searched for to get those wonderful results.
The keyboard in the app to your actual
Because he was talking about chicken.
What's that?
How do you switch the keyboard in the app to your actual keyboard?
If you go into the hardware with the simulator selected, go to hardware and keyboard, and then connect hardware keyboard.
I got this girl on one. This one.
She likes us.
Funny.
You guys are gonna create this creeper app and mark it.
I typed in chicken and got a group photo of people.
Yeah, it's really odd how it works. It's not like Google
I don't know
Image.
how that's programmed.
Yeah, that's true too.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
All right. So we have the multiple search results, which is awesome. That's what we wanted. We don't have any way of differentiating what we searched on, or a way of like seeing what the actual search term was. So we want to divide these search results and then have like a heading for each one. It would be the next thing we want to do. So what we can do for that is go back to our main storyboard. And if we select the collection view, the actual object, not the controller, but the collection view underneath that. And then we go to our attributes inspector. Over here on the right-hand side, there is a section header accessory. There's accessory items, the section header. And then you should notice that you have like a bar up here now above the cell that it created.
Yep.
All right.
The use of that button now.
Okay, so then the other thing you'll notice that over on the left-hand side in the scene, there's a collection view reusable cell or reusable view that are created. So that is the type of, that's actually a special class. This header is a collection view reusable view. So another thing we want to do, the next thing we want to do is this guy doesn't really do much other than just sit there. So we want to put a label on it, and the label will be where we're going to hold our section header. Let's try to drag it out here, size it up a little bit. And let's bump up the font to be like a 24 or so. We want to align the text, so if you go to the alignment and center it. And then I'll introduce you to something new here. With our label selected. If you go down here, you notice these little things down here. One of them looks like a TIE fighter, and another one looks like a TIE fighter with a triangular fuselage. And there's a align option here. If you click on that, this will allow you to set constraints here on the label. If you say center horizontally and vertically in container, that will center the label inside the header section.
Click them both.
Yep.
Oh, that was a lot easier.
All right, so let's see. Now with this guy selected with the collection view reusable, what we want to do is we want to actually create an outlet for this guy now. I think we're going to probably have to, yeah, let's, before we do that, we're going to need to create another class, I think. Let's do that. Let's go new file. I don't think it's going to work out of the box. We're going to have to create a Cocoa Touch class. This will be derived from, okay, so this is a UI collection view reusable view.
Nothing came up.
I think I got an extra, I think it's just UI collection reusable view. There it is. UI collection. You never know how they're going to name stuff. All right, so we're going to name this guy Flickr photo header view. No nib for this guy. We're just using the storyboard. And create. All right, so this is going to be the guy that's going to hold our label, because by default it doesn't come with one. So if we go back to our storyboard and then select the label, and let's see what kind of magic happens when we click on the assistant editor. Is it really going to assist us? No. So then you have to go to automatic, go to manual, Flickr searcher, and go to our Flickr photo header view .swift. And then with the label selected, do the control drag, create an outlet. Okay, so that's not going to work. All right, so again, the same problem we had with the collection view controller. You have to select the collection reusable cell, go over to the identity inspector, and change it to our Flickr photo header view. And then the magic happens. You control drag from the label, and then you can create an outlet.
Why do you know?
We're gonna give this a really clever name, call it label. All right,
And it's a UI label?
it is a UI label,
No way. Named label?
named label, because we're just all about
Oh,
being
Wait,
cool.
I'm missing something.
yeah, mine didn't work still, so you gotta click.
So you go to
on that.
the Flickr photo header reusable cell in the storyboard, and then go to the identity inspector, like we did before for the view controller.
Which one are we selecting?
Like a Flickr header.
Yeah,
the one
Flickr
you just
header.
created.
Flickr photo header view.
yep. Then over on the right, there you go to the identity inspector for it, and change it from the standard collection view header to Flickr photo header view.
Yep.
And then that's all you gotta do. And then you should be able to control drag, and it should create an outlet.
Mine either.
So I gotta do manual, Flickr searcher, Flickr viewer.
So,
There it goes, okay. And what are we naming it?
Need help?
I'll help you.
Label.
Hey, I could do it.
Wait a minute,
No,
wait a
no guy's
minute.
gotta keep her lead.
Wait, does she really need help?
When you're selecting the label, you gotta click off that.
I think he's just intentionally going over so he can get another point.
Okay, now you should be able to click on the label and then control the drag. Well, you gotta do it up and there.
oh, okay, alright, bye. See you later.
Too late. Get out of here.
So was he really helpful there?
Yes.
No. Okay.
Nice try.
Yes, you were, thanks.
All right.
Okay, wait, so do I have to
You
change
feel like you
anything?
just got slapped.
What do you mean?
It was outlet, UI label, you just called it label.
Yeah.
Real creative.
All right. So I'll give you 1 point for that. Really should be like a half a point, but
It was such a small area, I just was trying to drag it over and I needed to do it right above the bracket.
She was trying to be too impatient like young people.
they get
All right.
impatient. Who else gets
Right
really
now.
impatient with stuff around here? Let's see.
Old people.
One particular old person that I can think of, or not really. I shouldn't call him an old person. I'm like 20 years older than him. But how old are you? 40? All right. So I'm not 20 years older than you.
You're not even 10, are you?
I am 10. Believe it or not, yeah. I know.
I want to put you more than 42.
Well, thank you. All right. You got an A.
Did you remember to hit record? So that's on,
Mhm.
recorded forever.
It sure is. It's recorded. Adam. Apple polisher. All right. So going back to our Flickr photo, our controller, Flickr controller. I want to go on our view controller. And now, because of the fact that we are doing the header part, we have a header cell, or header, I should say, header view. What we're going to do is implement, I don't know if they already have it in here. Doesn't look like they do. Just looking to see if they already created the method for us. What we're looking for is view for supplementary element of kind. All right, so it doesn't. I know I think they just intentionally just create weird, messed up names.
View for supplementary element of kind?
Yes. Supplementary element of kind, yes. And there's 2 of them. I'm just gonna toss the dice and try and see if the first one works. String at index path, yeah, that looks right. All right, so this is an overridden method that comes along with the collection view without having to create another delegate. This is just one of its delegates. That's why it doesn't have the layout or anything like that in the name. All right, so this is going to allow us to manipulate our reusable header view. So what we want to do is, but this method is going to get called every single time there's any type of supplementary view. So supplementary views can consist of image frames, and anything else that like the actual window frame, all kinds of stuff. So you'd be surprised there's all kinds of supplementary views that this gets called for. So what we want to do is check to see what kind it is. You notice there's a kind up here. So we're going to just go switch kind. And we'll say case UI collection element section header, kind section header. That guy. God, they just really love long-winded names. And we need to have a default case, but for right now we'll just leave it the way it is. Okay, so we'll say let header view equal collection view. Now this is, gotta be careful with this DQ. You want the second one this time. Normally we go with the first one. We want a DQ reusable supplementary view, not a cell.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? Of kind will be kind. With reuse identifier, I think we got to register a reuse identifier. Maybe not. We'll just call it, I think this typically is the name of the class. Flickr
What's the
photo.
spot to put a reuse identifier on there?
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that. Header view. I think that by default it picks the name of the class, looks for the name of the class if you don't specify, but we'll go ahead and put it in there. Flickr photo heavy for index path. And there.
I'm not getting the DQE to come up. Can I type it in?
You can,
If you don't want.
but you prefaced it with collection view, right?
I did with the dot after.
Yeah, nothing happened. Okay.
Here.
Did you spell something wrong?
I forgot the T.
I helped
What can you do?
That is a point for them. So you're up 3-2.
Yeah.
Glenn, what are you doing? I noticed Isaiah ran over there too. It was
I
pretty-
know, like this.
All of a sudden, everyone's really helpful. All right, so now it's going to be as we have to typekiss. This is our class type, our Flickr photo header view, and put the exclamation point. And then we need to do after that. Don't let me forget to set that reuse identifier. But anyway, after that we say header view dot label. That's our label that we put in there. Dot text is going to be equal to searches. This is going to get a little bit weird. Searches. Index path. We have to typecast this as an NS index path because Apple hasn't fully implemented the index path yet. As index path dot section dot search term. That is what. So the search results also stores the search term, which is what you type into the text box. And then you return header view. And then we're going to learn something new here. Default case. We're going to assert. So this is something new. Stuff blue up. Probably end up there. All right. So we need to take our, I think we will go ahead and set our reuse identifier, our Flickr photo header view.
I'm getting a stupid error again. I was just waiting for that.
Uh-oh, Isaiah's looking like he's getting a little bit anxious. He's got the
Yeah.
fix.
Oh wait, I might have just had a spelling error. Hold on.
I'm too old to get
I
up.
think you might have
Okay,
spelled something
problem
wrong.
solved.
I think
All
you might
right.
have spelled something wrong.
Flicker had an E in it. Shoot.
Nah, it's too late, Isaiah. She already said it.
She
All right.
softened herself.
Point for me.
I didn't want to go up there and be told that I wasn't helpful.
Hey, I said I meant yes, and I said thank you. You didn't hear that, did you?
No, cause he was already insulted and everything shut down from there.
Wow.
Okay, you guys, so if you go to the scene over here, select the Flickr photo header view. So that's selected in the storyboard, and then set the reuse identifier to that
Yep.
name.
Get that ready.
All right, so now you should be able to run it. The only other thing I should have done that I didn't do is set the background color of that to
So
kind
the
of,
identifier should have been
Whatever you just used.
yeah, the text that we typed in, that string that we set the reuse identifier
Do you
for.
want me to show
the
you?
Flickr header view.
Yeah,
Flickr.
it should be in quotes.
Whoa. Hold on, I'll find it.
And because it's in quotes, don't misspell it.
Flickr photo
And tell us
header
it.
view. Got this. And
All right, so we'll go.
This is slow. My keyboard is not coming
Uh-oh,
out.
are we running?
it broke.
It did.
I got a Sigabird.
All right.
Sigabirds.
What is our uncaught exception here?
I didn't.
Yours worked?
Yeah, that's good.
Did you
It
search?
shows up what I put into search as the little bar on top too.
How fast?
Must register a nib or class. Okay, so it,
Yeah, mine works.
yeah, the assertion failure is, if you look at it, could not DQ a view of kind UI collection element kind section header with identifier Flickr photo header view. Must register a nib or class for the identifier or connect a prototype cell in the storyboard, which we did. So I don't know why that's complaining about that. All right, so.
It's not great.
He probably wasn't paying attention to something and he didn't do something we did.
Did anyone
It
else?
shows up when I
Mine is
searched in
We had to put something in the reuse identifier?
Yeah.
Why yours didn't break either?
No, mine did.
Flickr photo header view.
I didn't put anything in there. So what do we need in there?
The same thing as the string.
Flickr photo header view.
I'm gonna copy that.
That's what I did.
Try it.
I copied the way I had all the capitalization and stuff was the same. I hate cigarettes.
It should really. I don't see why that's not working.
Do we need a
We
referencing
could-
outlet?
What's that?
Do we need a referencing outlet?
No, don't. Just for the label, which you already have. We did set the class, right? Oh, no, we did that. Just go back and make sure we did that. So,
Flickr photo view.
yeah. Flickr photo header view. Collection usable view. Okay, so that's set. And the use identifier. Flickr photo header view.
You trying to help the class?
I can get like 3.
Yeah, he'll get major points. If
Is
he,
yours doing something new though?
Yeah, it puts the whatever I searched in the header that we made. That's what they want, right?
yeah.
Let's see. Oh, mine works now.
What did you change?
On the module, I actually selected a module.
Where's that?
What?
On the custom class, it wasn't defaulting to a module in mine. Go into the storyboard
Yeah.
And then underneath the attributes,
Flickr searcher? You click that?
yeah, actually you put that in there and mine works now.
Mine, yeah, mine is
Where?
over there.
When you're in the Flickr photo header view,
Underneath
Under
there in the
class.
module, the only thing I did is drop there, mine wasn't automatically picking anything up in the module.
Mine says
the flag, go left one, yeah, under there, right there.
Yeah, yours doesn't have the module. All I did is I added that into there and mine's now working. Sort of.
That's really weird.
Yeah, mine is too.
You got Flickr searcher in there or what?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't select anything,
yeah, but mine actually worked first.
If it doesn't matter, you didn't know what you did.
Well, his had the grayed out thing that I had.
it defaults to that, which is weird that it would. Well, we'll see. Yeah, that works. You're right. Huh.
Go figure.
So now what happens if we select a second one, does it actually work like
It
this?
won't even let you pick. It just
Something else now.
Yeah, no, if that's the only option was mine was just grayed out and it wasn't.
that's weird.
And why his worked and nobody else's didn't.
What version of Xcode do you have?
He's
I'm updated.
he's one.
And mine takes the legs now too, whenever I put in, I put legs and just crack them. I put mutton in, I have a whole bunch of pictures
I
of
have this strange little girl.
cars.
Are you on 8.2.1, Isaiah? You are okay.
So mine works now though.
Did you explicitly do this, or did you?
It was just like the grayed out like
Yeah.
Flickr searcher.
Mine was not.
Mine was like the grayed out thing, and it didn't work. You know, I had to go ahead and set it like you'd said. Huh. Weird. All right. Well, so everyone has
Points
the.
to Adam.
Yeah, I think it actually has to go to Adam because you figured it out.
It's just-
Well, that's
I
not
did
fair.
points for it working.
You get 1 point for
Or working.
Just because you're on an updated version.
Well,
I was just
Is it
trying to think, what you
yours?
possibly could have accidentally clicked that the rest of us did. That's why I was starting to deal with what you clicked.
the only other thing I was gonna do was set the background color of that header view to be like a light gray to offset it from the rest of the. So you can go ahead and set the background attribute on it. You can also do it in the code, but it's easier to do it in the storyboard
Background attribute.
I can do it
Yeah.
in purple.
if you really want.
Well, yeah, purple.
So you
and
clicked on the
gold.
actual.
Viking color.
Yeah, on the reusable view, the Flickr photo header view in the storyboard, and then just set the background color.
Under the label, right?
That was the actual header view. Seeing that it comes up with a gray background on it.
Default is tinted blue.
The tint, yeah, the
No,
tint color.
Change the background.
Oh, do I?
The background
I don't
color.
have glasses on right now. I'm calling it that right now. Thank you.
All right, so then if you do a second search,
I was gonna say
um,
you can do
yeah, I know. So I'm gonna do a second search, and then both of these should have a section header on them. So I have Falcons, and then I have Vikings underneath that.
it. All the Vikings explains a lot of these.
This guy looks like
Oh,
some sort of
boy.
pervert or something. I don't know.
Oh,
There's two of that guy.
it keeps the record. That's crazy. I got this lady too, and I did not put legs in.
I know you put
Put
legs in.
smile
And she
in.
gets it. Put just the word legs. Nothing inappropriate comes up.
I
But
put
this lady
smile
really
in,
likes
doing the
pictures of
same
herself.
thing.
Legs.
Legs, just legs.
She comes up on smiles.
She really likes herself. Keep going to the top. See.
Keep
Keep going down. Not those. That lady right there. It's like she really likes herself.
She really went to town there, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, this is being recorded, so we should probably
I just want